Okay, so we're moving right along. We're now in the section of operations. Again, if you're new to this channel and you're not a part of the cohort, you can click the link in the description if you want to follow along with the curriculum. Again, it's free for anyone to enjoy and to learn coding and to see if you maybe like it. So now let's get into the curriculum. Operators and operands. Okay, now that we can store data in variables, let's explore how we can generate new data from existing data. An operator is one or more characteristics that represents a computation like addition, multiplication, or division. The values our operator works on are called operands. So right here, 20 is an operand, 30 is an operand. The operator is the plus sign. Same is here. Hour is the operand. 1 is the operand. And the negative or minus is the operator, as you can see. So understand that operands are the actual values that you are either going to use as an expression or you're going to compare. So we're going to go over that in the future as well. Now, it says here, the following are all legal JavaScript expressions whose meaning is more or less clear. And we just talked about those. For example, in the calculation 20 plus 30, the operator is plus and the operands are 20 and 32. Okay. The symbols plus and minus and the use of parentheses for grouping, meaning in JavaScript, what they mean in mathematics. The asterisk is the symbol of multiplication, and the double asterisk is the symbol of exponentiations. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and exponentiations all do what you expect. Now, here we're going to console.log by hard coding some code in it. As you can see the results down here in the output, if this is what you expect for it to output, this is what you will get. So we know 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 minus 3 is -1, because negative 3 is higher than 2, lower than 2 rather. 2 times 3, we know that's 6. Now this is the part, right, you got, if you don't remember this in math, it's good to understand this because you want to make sure you're getting the right results. As a developer, you should already know what the results should be when you're writing the code. So sometimes we use the code to give us the result, but we have to double check that the logic is correct and we don't have an error. So what does this mean here? Just in case you don't remember, we're doing this 2 by the 3, right? Exponentiation of 3. So what we're saying, we want 2 of these. So 3 times 3, so it was 3 of these 2s. So 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. That's how we get 8. And here, 3 times 3 is 9. So remember, this was the one that we are trying to get the answer for by using this particular symbol. So almost like squaring. We use the same terminology as before, stating that 2 plus 3 returns the value 5. When a variable name appears in the place of an operand, it is replaced with the value that it refers to before the operation is performed. For example, suppose that we wanted to convert 645 minutes into hours. Division is denoted by the /. So here we create a variable and we store the minutes in this variable. So now minutes is referring to 645. So now I want to get the hours of it, right? So now I'm going to do minutes, which is 645 divided by 60, because there's 60 minutes in an hour. And then now when I console log hours, I get 10.75. It has to make sense. Understanding the logic is half the battle for us as developers. So when we go out and have to create formulas, we have to know what the results is going to be to make sure that the program is working as expected. Now, in summary, operators and operands can be combined to create expressions that are evaluated upon execution. Let's discuss some specific types of operators. We have the arithmetic operators. Some of the most commonly used operators are the arithmetic operators, which carry out basic mathematical operations. These behave exactly as you are used to, though the modulus operator, which is the percent sign, may be new to you. So here we have the operators, the descriptions, the examples. Now what you want to do is you want to go through these and understand and get the definition or the description for each one, because later on we're going to use them. You're going to use this one a lot, the increment. You won't use decrement as much, but you're going to use increment plus plus. This is the shorthand. Notice here a plus plus mean plus is just for addition, but plus plus is for increments. Adds one to its operand, it uses before the operand. So we're going to do this in for loops. You'll see this in action when we do for loops, and or if we want to increment something, or like I said, decrement something. But you're going to be using this plus plus a lot. While the modulus operator is common in programming, it is not used much outside of programming. Let's explore how it works with a few examples. The modulus operator returns the remainder, understand this, obtained by carrying out integer division. So remember in high school when we were learning long division, and when we had something left over, that was the remainder. And normally when you use modulus, the use case is to find more on that one. So while the modulus operator is common, we already said that, the modulus operator returns the remainder contained by carrying out integer division of the first operand by the second operand. Therefore, 5 modulus 3 is 2, because 3 goes into 5 one more time with a remainder of 2 left over. So here's some examples. If 12 modulus 4 is 0, we want to find if that's 0, because 4 divides 12 evenly. So if we're looking for something even, that's what I was trying to explain, we're going to compare it by using a modulus. If it has a remainder, that lets us know that it's odd, that it's not even. So whenever you have a remainder left over, it means that it's going to be odd. So normally it's going to be 1 left over. So for instance, how many times can 2 go into 5? Well, 2 can go into 5 2 times with a remainder of 1. So I know that that's going to give me back an odd number, if that's what you're looking for in your program. So now, the value returned by A modulus B will be in the range of 0 to B, not including B. That's important to understand, and I'll explain to you later on. If remainders and the modulus operators seem tricky to you, we recommend getting additional practice at the Khan Academy. Click on this link and go to the Academy, look around, and again, bookmark it so you can learn to understand how it works. This is another resource that we're giving you. Orders of operation. This is important. When more than one operator appears in an expression, the order of evaluation depends on the rules of precedence. JavaScript follows the same precedence rules for arithmetic operators that mathematics does. Parentheses have the highest precedence and can be used to force an expression to evaluate in the order you want. Since expressions in parentheses are evaluated first, 2 times 3 negative 1, we know that's going to be evaluated first is 4, and 1 plus then modulus 5 2 is 8. So these will be evaluated first, and then this one is next. So this is going to be 2, and then this is going to be 3. So 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give you 8. So it has to make sense. You can also use parentheses to make an expression easier to read, as in minutes times 100 divided by 60, even though it doesn't change the results. You don't need to do this, is what we're saying, but it helps when it's time to make it readable. And you're going to use something like this in when we get to our assignments. When you start using assignments, you're going to have to use this right here. So remember that. Exponentations has the next highest precedence, meaning the two double asterisks. That comes next. So first parentheses, then this will be next. So therefore, if there's no parentheses, this will get evaluated first, then this one right here. So this is what the outcome is supposed to be, not 4. So here, 2 times 1 is only going, we know that's 2 plus 1 is 3. So, and then this tells us it's not 27. So you might equate this to be 27, but remember, this is going to be evaluated first. So 1 times 3, any matter what happens, is going to be 1. And so 3 times 1 is still going to be 3. So multiplication, division, and modulus operators have the same precedence, which is the higher than addition and subtractions, which also have the same precedence. So here, you figure out what the precedence here right here yields 5 instead of 4. Same with this as well. Multiplication is going to come first, then the subtraction. And so it's 1 and not 6. So what that means, 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 gives me 1, not 6. Operators with the same precedence are evaluated from left to right. So the expression 6 minus 3 plus 2, so they have the same precedence, so it's going to be evaluated from left to right. So 6 minus 3 is 3 plus 2 is 5, right? So the subtraction happens first, yielding 3, when we then add 2 and get the result 5. If the operations have been evaluated from right to left, the results would have been the same. So even like, so if we would have did this right here and put this in parentheses, of course this would have took precedent over right to, from left to right. So 3 plus 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, minus 6, or 6 minus 5 is 1. So here's the tip for the acronym PEMDAS can be used to remember the order of operations. Note, due to its historical quirk, an exception to the left to right rule in the exponentiation operator, a useful hint is to always use parentheses to force exactly the order you want when exponentiation is involved. So always use the parentheses, so to make sure you get the order that you want. Because if you got both of these together, this is going to be confusing, because the rightmost operator is applied first. It says the rightmost, so this is my right here. So this is applied first. Use parentheses to force the order you want. So if you want this to go first, then you have to put parentheses around it. Just remember, this one is going to go first. So how do we know? So what's 3 times 2 is 9, and then so 2 times 2, 9 times. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give you 5, 12. But if that's not the result I want, then I need to use parentheses. This is why I said, as a developer, you need to already know what the result is. If you need the result to be 64, then you have to write the code to reflect that. Now, you will not get an error for this far as a syntax or any type of error from the compiler, but that's what we call a logic error, and we'll go over that in future lessons. Okay, so now we made it down. Check your understanding, and again, we're at the end of this particular section of operations. We're going to go into more operations. Now remember, the more you do, the more you improve. So keep practicing. All right, see you in the next video.